Youngie, why are you thinking like this? That Yoon was not your destiny. That's why he took is your wife. That he should be your everything. And about Yoon, so please do not lie to yourself. You and me both know that you do not love him. Yoongi at losing his patience. And they, how can you say I do not love him, Young? I love him. That's why I am not happy after his death. They said, being confused. Youngie, you are not happy because you do not want yourself to be happy. You are stuck in that thing that you should understand maturely that what happened. You cannot destroy your whole life because of it. I know why are you thinking like this? Because you think that your mother sent John for you, right? You let him enter your life because of your mother, and you are going to marry him for that only, not because you love him. Young, I can remember what had happened that day that you think your mother chose him for you. Yongi said, going back to those days in his mind. Yongi remembered how after Tai's parents he went to, but he composed himself to take care of his little brother, his younger brother, who was in the car when his parents when this happened. But he lived, but was critical as his parents in the spot. They was broken, but he thought to live for his brother. His brother gave him hope to live that time, and he gave them reason to live. Otherwise, they would have been by that time. But when he also went leaving his brother, he after living for 5 months, they was went to he left all the hope to live, and in tried to, but Youngie took him to counselor where he started improve. After getting well, he started spend time in company KTAs. Kept him busy. He rarely went to his house. It was the day of Tai's parent anniversary. It had been on air, so that mm, incident which changed Tai's happiness. They was sleeping, taking the dose of as his counselor had recommended that as he was not able to sleep after that incident, he saw his mother, Mrs. Kim, his dream, and she said something which gave him hope to live. She said, Mrs. Kim, I am sending an angel for you, son. I cannot see you like this. He will give you happiness. And then got up, jerking from his sleep. All the flashes of his parents and brothers came to him in his mind. His brother had saved from the accident but was in bad condition. But after living for few months, he also left him. They went to as he had not stayed far from his family in his whole life. Their absence affected him when he was lost in his thoughts. Youngie came to his room and said, come to temple for praying for his parents. They didn't told him anything about his this dream. They was thinking that could it be true that his mother will really send someone to heal him? After praying ended, they was lost. Noticing it, Yoongi said to him, Yoongi, let's go to office. He said this because only can come time. But suddenly the winds started blowing as the cloth of Mrs. Kim, which was kept on her photo, flew away. They and Yoongi were searching it here and there. That's when his boy came to them to give it back, and that boy was none other than Jang Eun. Seeing him, this dream came into his mind, and he thought it to be his mother. Hint that he is an angel whom his mother sent. They decided that he will fulfill his mother's wish by marrying Eun, and he gave the job to him in KTS and saw that Eun is good and he is also alone like him, and assumed that he fall in love with him. When they proposed, he said yes, because they had become his best friend in the few months. And they again went, but Yon went, giving him the reason to live without him. That is his responsibility of his brother. Back to present, remembering those days bring a lot of pain to Tae and Yoongi. Yoongi stood up, who was sitting, and said, Yoongi, Tae, please try to see true love in the eyes of Cookie, which I had never seen in the eyes of Yon. For you, he loved you, but not that much deeply, which Cookie do. You know, sometimes I feel very bad for Cookie. He had only his brother in the name of his family, but he is also not with him now. And now you, his so-called namesake husband, whom he loves with all his heart, be rude towards him always. I am understanding what are you saying, Young, but I am not liking anything in this life. And what if same thing happened to Jungkook? He said to him, now thinking practically. Youngie, do not bind yourself with any promises or anything. Stop thinking about those incidents. It's their destiny. And think about your present, which is Cookie, who loves you very much. Now everything is in your hands. Or do you want life with happiness or life with loneliness? He said to them very seriously, and stealing last glance at him when he went out. After Yongi went away, they was thinking about the words said by Yongi and JK. He knew that Yongi didn't like Yon for him. Yongi always wants someone who loved they deeply, but Yon loved they only because he is a nice man. And the reason why they chose him as his would-be life partner also bothers Yoongi. The reason is that Tae's mother chose him for them, and Tae loves his mother very much. This is true that I was not happy with Jungkook getting married and leaving me. I was scared of being without him. This also me from inside, but unknowingly Jungkook saved me by confessing his love. But I was angry at him. Why shouldn't I? I was his brother France, and he fell in love with me. I thought that by giving chance to JK's love, I was him, Yon and my mother. The truth is, I just marry him because of Yon's promise that time. I was not in the sense of thinking anything else, he said in his mind. Then, that day when Jungkook confessed, I can remember. He was all broken. Flashback. Day when Yono's family was going to come to ask Jungkook's hand for Yono. JK came out of his room. They was instructed his servants about the arrangements. Yoongi was not in the city. He had gone to other city for a meeting, so they was doing all alone. They saw Jackie and went towards him. Seeing him in simple clothes, said, "Hey, Jungkook, you didn't got ready yet. They are coming in half an hour." Jackie, young, I do not want this marriage, he said without any expression. Why, Jungkook, do not you like him? And anyways, I have just called them to meet you, not to marry you off today only. JK, I do not want to marry anyone. I am happy like this with you, Young, and KTS. I do not want anyone else in my life. But Jungkook, today or tomorrow you have to marry someone, right? How you will live all your life like this? It's okay if you do not like Yono. We will find someone else. I will tell him your decision, he said to taking his phone out to call Yono. JK, if you think like this, then you should also marry someone. How you will live your whole life like this? JK said, making him stop calling and he got all the way shocked hearing this. Then, my thing is different, Jungkook, he was saying when JK cut him, saying, JK, I love you. And they was like, what? They were shocked but composing himself. They see Jungkook, you do not have to lie or joke just because you do not want to do this marriage. JK, I am not lying, Taeyong. I really love you and I won't marry anyone. This is my final decision, he said and stepped forward to go like nothing happened. They got angry and stopped JK holding him by his shoulders, asked angrily, "They, how dare you? How can you love me? I am your brother's love." Jungkook was hurt hearing this. JK, I love you and it's the truth. I cannot change it thinking about Yoon. They become numb hearing this from JK. He was shocked, thinking how can JK say like this? He is a boy who can never anyone, but he here his own brother by confessing his love to him. They loosened his hold on JK's shoulder and stepped backward, lost in his thought. Jungkook had tears in his eyes. He had not planned to confess him, but something had made him to do this. They looked up JK running his hand in his hair. He was feeling complicated and they forget everything, Jungkook. This is good for you and me. And tomorrow Yono is coming and you have to marry him. JK got angry at his marriage with Yono things. JK, I said that I won't marry him. Why he? I won't marry you anyone other than you. Mm, if you want to see me married, then you have to marry me. I won't marry anyone as your use. Hearing this anger crossed the limits and JK, you can yawn, but I cannot. You are only my responsibility, whom he gave me, and I do not see you like this. JK's emotions overtook him. Tears started rolling down his eyes. He was very sad and was angry on his fate. The man whom he loved doesn't love him and even wanted him to marry him off with someone because he is his responsibility. JK thought, responsibility is the word which have ruined my life. JK, you think that I am your responsibility, right? He asked. They nodded, looking at him. JK, okay then I am setting you free from it. Today I am myself allowing you to break the promise you made to my brother, he said with his responsibility sounding. You cannot set me free. My responsibility will get over when I will marry off you to someone suitable for you, and I won't break my promise at any cost. He said to JK, declaring to make him marry someone else. JK, why? Why are you doing this with me? I said, I do not want to marry someone else. I love you. Why cannot you understand and my feelings? Either you have to marry me or I am not going to stay here and marry with your choice. JK said to Tesh indirectly that he is not going to stay here with him if he won't marry him. JK, do not you get this that I will not marry anyone other than you? He surprised with this stubbornness to make him marry that boy. They, and I will not marry you at any cost, he said to JK, also losing his control. JK, if you cannot marry me, then I also cannot marry that boy. And if you will force me, then I do not have any other option left, he said, looking down and trying to take something. There was JK taking the from the table and they know he stepped forward toward JK and has them from his hand and yelled, them, have you gone mad or what? What are you doing? JK, yes, I have gone in your lap and I cannot live without you, he said, hugging him tightly, crying. They jerked JK apart from him and I won't let you. JK lifted his face and looking up and said, JK, look Young, what Young is doing. You have to promise from him that he will fulfill my every wish with my responsibility. But today he backed out from it, Young. Today he backed out. They was looking at JK unbelievably. He was shocked to see that JK is trying to blackmail him using Yon. JK added, looking up. JK, he is me to marry against my wish, you know. He is not doing good with me, Young. Why did you give my responsibility to such a person who cannot even fulfill his promise to give to you? I know you love me more than him. If today you would have been alive, you would have fulfilled my every wish. They had JK losing his control. They hot. Are you saying all this, Jungkook? JK, I am seeing through Taeyong how Yeon would be feeling now seeing that I do not want to leave because you are not fulfilling my wish. He loves me very much and you know this. He would be not happy seeing me crying. JK said all this apologizing to Yeon in his mind. They beside him hearing this. JK got scared and can feel his pain but didn't do anything. They was feeling angry but controlling himself he called Yono. They Yono do not come here tomorrow. Jungkook do not want to marry you. Yono was shocked hearing this. He started blabbering about how much he loved JK and his family was happy about this marriage. They got hearing this and at him looking at Jungkook. I said that he do not want to marry you. Cannot you understand this? If not, then put this thing in your mind and I am marrying him. He loves me. Cutting the call, he looked at JK who was happily looking at him. Them. Just because of you, I have to do this. I have to break Yono's heart. He loves you very much. Hearing this, Jungkook but didn't that much loudly so that I can hear. They added, seeing JK smiling. I am marrying you just because of Yon, but do not accept anything from me. Today, what you have done, Jungkook, like losing Yon. I won't forgive you for this ever. Jungkook ever. Saying all this, Tae went away angrily, and Jungkook signed in relief. Reaching his room, they break all the things in anger. He was somewhere feeling helpless that he had to marry Zeke. Said keeping his hand on his forehead, thinking all the things said by Zeke. Back to present. Them. I said yes to marry you because I wanted to fulfill my promise and I cannot let you. But it is all the truth that internally I was happy that you won't go away from me. My house won't be like before, he said, looking at Jungkook's photo. I was angry at you for me, but after saying yes for marriage, I remembered about my mother wish. I thought I was hurt by marrying someone else as she wants me to with Yon, and I got more angry at you thinking this. He was sitting on his chair, um, propping up with backrest. He closed his eyes, tried all the things in his life. All things are flashing in his mind. His family moments, time spent with Jungkook. His mind stopped at a particular memory of him with his mother. He tightly closed his eyes. Bear, I always want to see you happy. I be with you or not. If you will be unhappy, my heart will pain. They opened his eyes with a jerk, heavily breathing.